Next up, I'll show you how to create the flower center. Here's a snapshot of the finished center, so it's very sculptural. So start with the center strip. You need to loop that around and look for the guide marks on the end, so just small cuts. And you want to line the opposite end of the strip up to those guide marks. By the way, I'm using 65-pound cardstock for this project. Next up, you're going to be working with the shorter of the two sizes of center bell strips, and you need to fold on the perforated line, and that's only on one end of the strip, and you're going to glue that to the inside of the loop. So use the notches for guide marks and go all the way around, gluing the top. And then once you've finished gluing the top, you're going to start attaching the opposite end of these strips and align those to the guide marks again and set them with the outer edge of the loop. And you just want to glue, about 1/4 of an inch of that to the top of the loop, and that's what creates that bell shape. Once you've finished doing the first round of center bell strips, you need to repeat the process, filling in the gaps using the taller of the two strip sizes. You'll need 12 strips for each round, so 24 in total. Next, you need the solid topper and the topper with holes. The first step is rounding the petals all the way around. So here I'm using the end of a box top just to apply pressure and create that curve. You can also use closed scissor blades. That works as well, a bone folder if you happen to have that. So whatever method works easiest for you. Once you've curved all the petals, pinch the ends where the perforated fold is. Then fold each of the petals up where it meets the base. Then just glue the version with holes inside of the other. Make sure that you place it so that the petals alternate. Add a generous amount of glue to the top rim. Then just set the topper in place. Next, I'll show you an alternative method for creating holes in the flower topper. First, you'll need to print the pattern paper that's included in your PDF download. Then cut your center shape from this patterned paper. I've got a piece of foam. I pulled it from some packaging I've got. The white styrofoam also works really well. Then just place your paper on top of the foam and punch it with a blunt tip sewing needle. So I'm going to show you how it looks with two different sizes. Right now I'm using the larger of the two needles. This is a somewhat time-consuming process, but it does give a kind of different texture to it in the end. So this is the smaller of the two needles. And here's an up close of what that looks like. So you're going to place it on the finished project so that the back of what you're working on now is on top. I think I'm going to use the smaller needle for my project. And here's a quick shot of what it looks like laid over another color. Just like we did in the previous sample, punch holes on the reverse side using the pattern as a guide. Keep going until you've completely filled in the center of the shape. Once you've finished that, pinch the tips of the petals just like you did for the other version of the topper. Once you finish pinching the petals, fold the petals up at the base. And here's a snapshot of the finished topper with the needle punching. So it just creates a really nice texture. As always, you can download this template and others at especiallypaper.com.